This is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand for the morning of February 17th, 2023. I'm Wes Mills. Columbus-based Cummins is reportedly in negotiations with a global automotive supplier in France to acquire part of its commercial vehicle exhaust after treatment business. Forcia says the deal, if completed, would be valued at more than $160 million. Forcia says the acquisition would include a manufacturing plant in Columbus and another in the Netherlands. The company says it's been a partner of Cummins since 2010. Cummins would not comment about the potential deal. An estimated timeline for the sale to be completed was not provided. Don Schumacher Motorsports Precision Manufacturing has announced plans for a $10.5 million expansion in Brownsburg that is expected to result in 42 new jobs. DSM says it'll spend $7 million to add manufacturing equipment to its existing facility and add 12 new jobs by the end of 2025. The company is also planning to build another 32,000 square foot building, expand production, and add another 30 jobs. DSM makes high-performance automotive parts and equipment for the defense and aerospace industries. Rose-Hulman mechanical engineering major Mandy Chick will set aside her studies this weekend, even though final exams are next week. Instead, she'll be racing on the famed Daytona International Speedway, competing in the ARCA Menard Series. The junior is a third-generation racer from Kansas, having been racing since she was 6 years old. In an interview with Inside Indiana Business, Chick said she was able to make a test run of the track in January.
And it was the most incredible experience. It was surreal for me because, of course, growing up in the racing industry, everyone wants to have the opportunity to go to Daytona. And I mean, it's a historical place in and of itself. But the fact that I got to go out there and race and practice side by side with my competitors was just so cool.
The 200-mile race on Saturday, which is considered an important rung in the ladder to NASCAR, serves as a lead-in race to Sunday's Daytona 500.
So Daytona is about 2.5 miles, and I had a lot to learn. But the forces, just thinking of the forces on the cars as you're driving around a track that size, it's just incredible. I mean, the track surface is at about 32-degree banking. There's a lot of G-force on drivers when they're in the car too. So there are so many aspects of racing that fascinate me every day.
Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology sponsors her car, and that relationship gives Chick an avenue to promote STEM education for females.
That is one of our main goals with my partnership with Rose-Hulman, is increase that awareness with women in STEM fields. So for several years now, I've had a speaking tour that goes around to middle schools and high schools, and I talk about being kind, being accepting of others, but also being a driven individual, learning how to make achievable goals and create a strategy to achieve those goals.
Chick will return to Rose-Hulman over the weekend, just in time for final exams for the winter academic quarter. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Has your company grown at a rapid pace over the last 2 years? Nominations are now being accepted for Fast 25, IBJ's exclusive list of fastest-growing companies in Central Indiana. Honorees will be spotlighted in a special publication in the IBJ and celebrated at an event on May 9th. Check out the changes to this year's criteria to see if your company qualifies. Learn more and submit your nomination by March 1st at ibj.com/nominations.
Indianapolis-based software company Xylo has closed on a $5 million Series C funding round. Through the company's platform, customers can identify if they've made unnecessary subscription purchases to the same service or find that they are paying for subscriptions they rarely use. The funding comes less than 3 months after Xylo completed a $31 million Series C round. The latest funding came from Boston-based MassMutual Ventures. And Indianapolis-based Motor has closed on a $7 million Series A round of funding. The company, which has developed an electric vehicle subscription platform, says it will use the funding to refine the platform and expand into new markets. The company's platform offers a subscription service in which users can drive an EV for as long as they want while under the subscription, with the option of buying the car if they wish. Motor is a subsidiary of Virginia-based AES Corporation, which is also the parent parent of Indy-based utility AES Indiana. Construction is underway on Hobbs Station, a $300 million mixed-use community in Plainfield. Indianapolis-based New City Development says the first phase will include 300 apartments, 98 single-family homes, and 30,000 square feet of retail and restaurant space. The 125-acre master plan community will also include 2 mid-sized logistics buildings with approximately 500,000 square feet of space. NCD expects the initial phase to be completed by the end of 2024. The Board of Directors for Indiana Electric Cooperatives has announced John Cassidy as the association's next CEO. Cassidy currently serves as Executive Vice President of Member and Stakeholder Relations for the Wabash Valley Power Alliance. Cassidy will begin his new role March 15th. I'm Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.